What is the best structure for your health coaching program? That is exactly what I'm going to dive into in this week's video. So often I get asked, how do you set up your program? How long should it be? What type of format should I have? What should all be included? What's the price point? How do I make sure that people get results? And so I want to dive through the main things that you want to be thinking about when you are putting together your health coaching program. So the first thing is I want to go through the different options that you have as far as setting up a program where you're working with people. So the first option is to do a one-on-one program where you're meeting with people one-on-one, typically on a weekly basis, or it could be a bi-weekly basis. You're having those individual sessions with someone. It can be done on the phone or over Zoom, or meeting with someone in person if you want. So that's the first option. The second option is offering some sort of a group program where people go through probably content that you have created where they have certain steps that they go through each week. And then you have some sort of a group call with people. So that is the second option. The third option is you could have a do it on your own program where you create some sort of a program with specific content where you're teaching people and have action steps for them to take each week, but there's no support included and it's just up to them to go through it on their own. And then the last piece, as far as really like an option for a program setup, is to have a membership site where you have people who pay like a monthly membership to be part of a program where you're probably offering some sort of content and also, potentially some sort of support. Maybe it's just, a Facebook group or somewhere where they can get some questions answered. So that's really like the main 4 ways to set up a program as far as having options to work with you. So the first thing I want you to keep in mind is that the structure of your programs and how you're working with people will most likely change throughout the life of your business. So what your business looks like when you get started is not what your business is going to look like in 5 years, and what it looks like in 5 years is not what it's going to look like in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Like, your business will continue to evolve. So don't think like, if I have this big vision for the future and what I want and what I want to be offering, that's not necessarily where you start. Okay. So that's something just to keep in mind when you are figuring out what type of program you want to offer. So the second thing that you want to think about is how many people are in your community. How many people are your followers, the people who are interested in working with you? So kind of your ideal clients, like how many of those people are you connected to right now? And so for most of us, when we're getting started, that's very small, very few. Like, we mostly have our friends and family. We haven't already built up like some sort of community as far as people that we can be working with. And so keeping that in mind in the beginning, it's much smarter to be starting with a one-on-one service than it is to be offering a group program or a membership or something like that requires a lot of people to be going through your program, to be working with you. So in the beginning, most people just don't have that volume. And so it doesn't make sense to offer that from the beginning. Just doesn't. Okay. So something to keep in mind, because a lot of times the people in the beginning are like, I just want to create a do it on your own program or a group program. And I'm like, if you don't have the community for it, it doesn't make sense. Like, that's just not the best place to get started. So the next thing to keep in mind is how much experience you have as a coach and helping people get results. So for most people, when they're starting their business, they're brand new to coaching and brand new to offering whatever it is they're going to be offering. And so when that is the case, I highly recommend starting working with people one-on-one so that you can learn how to be a good coach. You can learn what the process looks like, what people are struggling with, where they need extra support, what actually helps them get the results. If you're just doing like a do it on your own program or a group program, you don't have that foundation to build on, having already known how to coach people and really what that process looks like. And so you're building your program in a vacuum without knowing if it's really effective. And I think when you work with people one-on-one, you learn how to be a good coach, and you really learn what that process looks like and how to create a really great program, because you're actually walking people through it and seeing what that looks like. So that's the other thing to keep in mind. And then the next piece is, what type of support does your client need to get the results that they want to get? Okay. And really keeping that in mind. And so when we're helping people with challenging issues, like challenging health issues or mental health issues, or just changing their mindset, things like that, people often need support with that. And I think a lot of coaches jump into wanting to offer some sort of program that's very hands-off because they think it's passive income, which there's no such thing. Okay. There's no such thing as really like passive income, like kind of, but not really for most things. So the thing is, like, most people need support to get the results. And if you just offer someone some sort of like do it on your own program, like they download it and do it on their own, the thing is most people won't actually do it. And if they do it, most likely they have questions and they have no one to answer questions. They have no one to hold them accountable, to support them. And so I like to think about, like, what type of support does someone need to get the results? And this is really why I typically don't offer do it on your own program, something like that, because I want my clients to get good results. And so I want to hold them accountable. I want to be able to answer their questions and for them to have support and be part of a community. And I think those pieces are really important. So that's something to keep in mind. Like, don't just think like, oh, I want to make money and let me put something out there to make money. Like, what's actually going to help people get results? Because if people aren't going through and getting results and enjoying the process, you're making a program just to make it, and it's not actually helping people. So something that's super important to keep in mind too. Okay. And the last piece to be thinking about is, how much money do you want to make in your business and how quickly do you want to make it? So working with people one-on-one, quickest way to make money in your business, quickest way to make a higher, you can charge a higher price point so you can make more money quickly. Like I said, I really think it's the best way to start out. And then from there, I think like doing some sort of a group program. And then if you want to offer like a do it on your own program, that's fine. As far as like a membership, really having 10,000 followers or like a list of 10,000 people for a membership site, that's what I've heard. Like, that's when could be effective. Most people are very far off from that being their reality. So just some things to keep in mind, like really what makes the most sense is going to help you get the best results in your business, make the money you want to be making, help people get the best, help your clients get the best results as well. And so for most people, like starting out, that's really one-on-one coaching. Like I said, next step up is really going to group coaching. And then there's other things that you can offer from there. But those are the things you want to keep in mind. Okay. So that being said, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What type of coaching program are you offering to your clients, and why? Okay. Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, go ahead, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit the little notification if you want to get a reminder each time I post a new video. And if you want to dive deeper into the steps of building a successful coaching business, a profitable coaching business, a coaching business where you can create 6 figures, I have a free training that walks you through those steps, and I will link it below this video. So thank you so much for joining me in this week's video, and I will see you next week.